Summit is East Africa's largest youth leaders gathering, recognized by the East African community. First held in 2017, the summit has been co-hosted by MSTCDC, the EHC Political Affairs Department, and a wide network of partners in East Africa and beyond. How to get involved? Partner with us. Contribute towards the overall budget. Sponsor a forum planned at the YouLead Summit. Organize a forum, workshop or seminar. Sponsor a sub-theme session. Sponsor selected or nominated delegates. Purchase exhibition space at the summit site. Contact us for more information at programs@youleadsummit.org, partners at youleadsummit.org, www.youleadsummit.org. You can also follow us on all social media platforms at YouLead Summit. YouLead 2019, leaving no one behind. YouLead Summit is East Africa's largest youth leaders gathering, recognized by the East African community. First held in 2017, the summit has been co-hosted by MSTCDC, the EHC Political Affairs Department, and a wide network of partners in East Africa and beyond. How to get involved? Partner with us. Contribute towards the overall budget. Sponsor a forum planned at the YouLead Summit. Organize a forum, workshop or seminar. Sponsor a sub-theme session. Sponsor selected or nominated delegates. Purchase exhibition space at the summit site. Contact us for more information at programs@youleadsummit.org, partners at youleadsummit.org, www.youleadsummit.org. You can also follow us on all social media platforms at YouLead Summit. YouLead 2019, leaving no one behind.
Let me say the youth are not only the future of this region, but I believe they are the present and future of the East African region.
YouLead Summit is East Africa's largest youth leaders gathering, recognized by the East African community. First held in 2017, the summit has been co-hosted by MSTCDC, the EHC Political Affairs Department, and a wide network of partners in East Africa and beyond.
In reality, this region, people talk about a youth bulge. The youth population in East Africa hovers around 75%. And so I've kept asking myself, why don't young people just take over this region?
Yeah, because we believe that our strength, our future really lies in the youth of East Africa today, because they constitute the majority.
How states respond to the youth bulge should be an area where they are measured in progress and performance. The East Africa Youth Leadership Summit, the YouLead Summit, gives and amplifies youth voice in key regional governance and development processes.
Each year, the summit brings together over 250 young people, youth leaders, mentors, government officials, and youth organization representatives to focus on crafting responses to the region's rapidly growing youth population, their challenges and opportunities. The summit is held at MSTCDC campus in Arusha, Tanzania, with some sessions taking place at the EAC headquarters. YouLead Summit is not just an event. It aims at being East Africa's flagship leadership development program.
So what are we doing about that? I guess part of what we try to do is to stimulate them by having platforms like the East African Youth Summit. It's gradually picked up the name YouLead. And what I see happening there is we've been involved in it because we see it as having the potential to stimulate the kind of action that youth should be taking. Give them an opportunity to think about it and then to act on it.
Ambition 1. Amplify youth voices in key regional political governance institutions and processes of the EAC and accelerate regional integration. Ambition 2. build the capacity and increase the number of youth leaders holding positions of political and policy decision-making responsibility across the EAC institutions and partner states. Ambition 3. Deepen business and political cooperation among young leaders across the EAC partner states. YouLead is a collective journey towards an integrated East Africa where youth harvest daily benefits of a regional village. YouLead organizing approaches. No youth and no country should be left behind in this journey. Why in-country event? Why YouLead Action Network? The National Pre-Summit events are therefore aimed at giving the opportunity and voice to the maximum possible number of youth to come together, voice out concerns and issues, most of which have national, regional level implications and hence can be addressed by the EAC at regional level.
The pre-summit event aims at bringing, if we can say, the microphone to every young people in the corner of the countries, from the grassroots communities, the districts, the cities. The outcomes of the pre-summit event, we also inform the regional agenda which will happen at the YouLead Summit in Arusha.
In 2019, the theme is Youth at the Crossroads Migration, Participation and Access to Opportunities. Sub-themes: Youth in Politics, Reinventing Leadership for East African Millennials, East Africa Under 40 Youth Business Leaders Forum, Youth in Business and Enterprise, Forum on the Status of Youth Refugees and Migrants, Feminist Young Leaders Forum.
This year, we hope that by the end of the summit, we will establish a mechanism for elected youth representatives to be held accountable. This year, by the end of it also, because of the pre-summit events in each of the countries, we hope to establish the East Africa Youth Manifesto, the manifesto of ideas that young people think and feel should form the East Africa Youth Want.
And at the heart of YouLead Summit is the alumni, and we call them the YouLead Action Network. These are young people who leave the summit when they are energized, when they have learnt a lot and ready to work with their peers. They go back to their countries, they go back to their communities, to their parishes, to their districts, to their organizations, and they start engaging with their leaders. They start actively participating in decisions affecting them. They start holding their leaders accountable. They start also communicating within their peers within the region so as to carry the post-summit agenda forward.
YouLead aims at bringing together as many youth as possible from different states across East Africa.
YouLead Summit is East Africa's largest youth leaders gathering, recognized by the East African community. First held in 2017, the summit has been co-hosted by MSTCDC, the EHC Political Affairs Department, and a wide network of partners in East Africa and beyond. How to get involved? Partner with us. Contribute towards the overall budget. Sponsor a forum planned at the YouLead Summit. Organize a forum, workshop or seminar. Sponsor a sub-theme session. Sponsor selected or nominated delegates. Purchase exhibition space at the summit site. Contact us for more information at programs@youleadsummit.org, partners at youleadsummit.org, www.youleadsummit.org. You can also follow us on all social media platforms at YouLead Summit. YouLead 2019, leaving no one behind.
Not only the future of this region, but I believe we are the present and the future of the East African region.
YouLead Summit is East Africa's largest youth leaders gathering, recognized by the East African community. First held in 2017, the summit has been co-hosted by MSTCDC, the EHC Political Affairs Department, and a wide network of partners in East Africa and beyond.
In reality, this region, I mean, people talk about a youth bulge. The youth population in East Africa hovers around 75%. And so I've kept asking myself, why don't young people just take over this region?
Yeah, because we believe that our strength, our future really lies in the youth of East Africa today, because they constitute the majority.
How states respond to the youth bulge should be an area where they are measured in progress and performance. The East Africa Youth Leadership Summit, the YouLead Summit, gives and amplifies youth voice in key regional governance and development processes.
Each year, the summit brings together over 250 young people, youth leaders, mentors, government officials, and youth organization representatives to focus on crafting responses to the region's rapidly growing youth population, their challenges and opportunities. The summit is held at MSTCDC campus in Arusha, Tanzania, with some sessions taking place at the EAC headquarters. YouLead Summit is not just an event. It aims at being East Africa's flagship leadership development program.
So what are we doing about that? I guess part of what we try to do is to stimulate them by having platforms like the East African Youth Summit. It's gradually picked up the name YouLead. And what I see happening there is we created, or we've been involved in it because we see it as having the potential to stimulate the kind of action that youth should be taking. Give them an opportunity to think about it and then to act on it.
Ambition 1. Amplify youth voices in key regional political governance institutions and processes of the EAC and accelerate regional integration. Ambition 2. Build the capacity and increase the number of youth leaders holding positions of political and policy decision-making responsibility across the EAC institutions and partner states. Ambition 3. Deepen business and political cooperation among young leaders across the EAC partner states. YouLead is a collective journey towards an integrated East Africa where youth harvest daily benefits of a regional village. YouLead organizing approaches. No youth and no country should be left behind in this journey. Why in-country event? Why YouLead Action Network? The national pre-summit events are therefore aimed at giving the opportunity and voice to the maximum possible number of youth to come together voiced out concerns and issues, most of which have national regional level implications and hence can be addressed by the EAC at regional level.
The pre-summit event aimed at bringing, if we can say, the microphone to every young people in the corner of the countries, from the grassroots communities, the districts, the cities. The outcomes of the pre-summit event, we also inform the regional agenda which will happen at the YouLead Summit in Arusha.
In 2019, the theme is Youth at the Crossroads Migration, Participation and Access to Opportunities. Sub-themes: Youth in Politics, Reinventing Leadership for East African Millennials, East Africa Under 40 Youth Business Leaders Forum, Youth in Business and Enterprise, Forum on the Status of Youth Refugees and Migrants, Feminist Young Leaders Forum.
This year, we hope that by the end of the summit, we will establish a mechanism for elected youth representatives to be held accountable. This year, by the end of it also, because of the pre-summit events in each of the countries, we hope to establish the East Africa Youth Manifesto, the manifesto of ideas that young people think and feel should form the East Africa Youth
African community in Arusha and is co-owned and supported by the YouLead Consortium of state and non-state partners across all the 6 East African Community member states and beyond, in the spirit of United Nations Agenda 2030, Leaving No One Behind, and the African Union Agenda 2063, The Africa We Want.
YouLead Summit 2020 will be brought closer to you. We're making it possible for everyone to participate from anywhere. With qualified delegates, speakers, and mentors forming a limited physical audience under COVID-19 prevention standard operating procedures. The first setup will be the Regional Command Center, where sessions will be held at the EAC headquarters in Arusha, Tanzania.
Day 1 will be dedicated for the Under 40 Political Leaders Forum, Reinventing Leadership for East African Millennials. Day 2 will be the East African Youth Forum on Peace, Youth at the Center of Peace Building and Conflict Prevention. Day 3 will be the Under 40 Business Leaders Forum, Accelerating Economic Opportunities and Decent Work for Youth, which will be crowned by the Youth Enterprise Awards Gala Night Dinner. Day 4 will be the Post-Summit Agenda, and Day 5 will be the East Africa Youth Parliament, popularly known as the Vijana Assembly. These platforms will enable 10,000 delegates to participate, network, and engage in real time through audio and video chats, as well as interact with key partners and organizations supporting youth development in East Africa and beyond.
I personally look forward to the Under 40 Business Leaders Forum.
Karibuni and all the nice words to the YouLead Summit 2020.
We therefore invite you to participate in YouLead 20 by either applying to become a delegate or partnering with us to prepare for the summit and implement the outcomes. To apply as a delegate, simply visit www.youleadsummit.org and send in your application. To partner with us, you can contribute towards the overall budget, or you can support by adopting a booth, support a thematic day of the summit, or support a selected or nominated delegate to participate in the summit.
I personally look forward for the Political Leaders Forum Under 40.
Welcome to YouLead 20.
I want to welcome you all to YouLead Summit 20. Yay!
With your lead, let your dream be a reality.
Tunyarukiye mu gihugu cya Tanzania, umuyobozi w'inteko ishinga amategeko y'umuryango wa Afurika y'Uburasirazuba Martin Ngoga aravuga ko bidakwiye ko habaho ihangana hagati y'abato n'abakuze mu gusaranganya ubutegetsi. Yabigarutseho mu nama iteraniye i Arusha yigira hamwe amahirwe urubyiruko rwa Afurika y'Uburasirazuba rufite mu miyoborere. Mugenzi wacu Mbabazi Dorothy uri i Arusha yaduteguriye inkuru irambuye.
Iyi nama yatangiye urubyiruko rwayitabiriye rusangizwa ubuzima n'abanyepolitike bakiri bato mu bihugu bigize umuryango wa Afurika y'Uburasirazuba. Upendo Peneza Furaha ni umudepite mu nteko ishinga amategeko ya Tanzania, yavuze ko atangira kwinjira muri politike bitumye.
Hello, young East Africa. Welcome to YouLead 2019, Leaving No One Behind. My name is Ivan Atuyambe, and I've been privileged to help put together YouLead Summit since 2017. And we are leaving no one behind from this year. South Sudan, Uganda, Tanzania, Kenya, Burundi, Rwanda. Really leaving no youth and no country behind. This year, our theme is Youth at the Crossroads. We also want to launch the first ever East Africa Under 40 Business Leaders Forum. This forum will act on the dismantling of borders in this region and creating borderless opportunities for employment, innovation, and we are launching the first ever East Africa Under 40 Political Leaders Forum. Can we as young people take over this region? Why? Africa is a very young continent, and this youthfulness in the population is reflected in East Africa's population. Now, this year, we will want to look at how can young people take over this region. Thanks to the amazing team at the YouLead Summit and our partners who have made it possible for us to come together this year. Welcome to YouLead 2019, leaving no one behind.
So you live. So you live. So you live. So I live.
MC Benny.
Come on, East Africa. This a party.
Tell them.
How states respond to the youth bulge should be an area where they are measured in progress and performance. The East Africa Youth Leadership Summit, the YouLead Summit, gives and amplifies youth voice in key regional governance and development processes.
Each year, the summit brings together over 250 young people, youth leaders, mentors, government officials, and youth organization representatives to focus on crafting responses to the region's rapidly growing youth population, their challenges and opportunities. The summit is held at MSTCDC campus in Arusha, Tanzania, with some sessions taking place at the EAC headquarters. YouLead Summit is not just an event, it aims at being East Africa's flagship leadership development program.
The YouLead summits you host in collaboration with the East African community and other partners are extremely important in providing the youth a forum whereby they can air their feelings, and it's the only forum as well from our parties as governments to understand what exactly the youth are thinking about, what we are doing in government, maybe what we lack, and what they think could be done by respective governments. I think it's a very, very important forum for us and for them as well. And let's be assured that the East African governments are supportive of what you're doing.
People have talked about mentorship, they've talked about training, but I'm not here to tell you anything. I'm not here to actually offer any advice, but rather to say the moment is now. Seize it.
MC Benny.
Come on, East Africa. This a party.
Tell them.
So you lead, I lead, we lead together. So you lead, I lead, we lead together. We will lead.
Afrika Mashariki yote twaungana, vijana vijana toka Kenya, Tanzania, Uganda, Burundi hadi South Sudan na Rwanda. Twaje pamoja ili fanye nini?
YouLead.
Vijana wote.
Every young person that comes here is passionate about what's going on in their country, and they are passionate about doing something about the situation in their country. But overall, we learned that we have a great potential for the future of this region, and we want to keep these young people together, and we want to encourage the governments in the region to support the initiatives by these young people, and we want to encourage an approach that includes all sectors. Government, business, and the NGO sectors were represented here, and we want to make a follow-up to see how they can continue to work together to put this work to an action. And also, what was important for this year was the National Youth Symposiums. because only about 200 can come to the regional summit. But there are so many young people in every country that would like to have their voice heard. So the National Youth Symposiums, which we have now embedded as part of the build-up to the regional summit, have provided a great space for majority of the young people to sit together ahead of the summit, to consolidate aspirations and put forward ideas for the future of the regional integration and the community in general. And therefore their representatives came to speak a consolidated position for each country. And this is a great addition from last year, and we want to keep it. We encourage all partners to join us, especially to support the national processes, but also to support the participation of representatives from the countries into the regional summit.
This is the YouLead Summit 2020. My name is Solomon Serwanja. I'm an investigative journalist and a news anchor with NBS Television. I'm also the executive director of the African Institute for Investigative Journalism. The YouLead Summit 2020 has been a center where young people from the East African community have been having meaningful conversation and reflecting on our position in the development agenda of the community.
Tumejifunza mengi, and today tulikuwa tunaongelea gender based violence. Kama youth activist, kama gender activist, nimekuwa na wakati mzuri kudiscuss kuhusiana na matatizo ambayo yanatukabili sisi kama vijana, sisi kama wanawake na wanaume pia, watoto, kuhusiana na gender based violence.
We've had several voices from all parts of the East African community, including Burundi, Rwanda, Kenya, Uganda, Tanzania, and all of us agree, at least we all agree on one thing, that the youth are very, very important in taking the East African community forward.
I've appreciated the fact that almost everyone who has spoken have noted the importance of giving youth a platform to act from now, emphasizing on the fact that youth are not only the leaders for tomorrow, but also the leaders for now.
So today tulikuwa tuna wakati mzuri kuelezea matatizo yetu, our challenges and our way forward. Tumeelezea kwamba we need to train ourselves, kubadilisha our mindset, kuona mambo kwamba we can do it regardless of our gender, regardless of our background, and we should cooperate, both women and men, and make a change of ourselves, push forward the development of our society, of our community as East African.
I encourage all youth out there who are listening and watching to this to come through to the next YouLead Summit. It's a very wonderful experience. YouLead 2021 is the place where you need to get to. So when the applications go out, maybe starting next year, please apply, come through, come and share this wonderful experience. You will learn a lot of things, meet great contacts, and you will build yourself and East Africa as a whole.
Be part of the YouLead Summit 2020. Go to our YouTube, YouLead Summit. Also, let's get social on Twitter and on Instagram. The hashtag is YouLead20 and development is people. This is the YouLead Summit 2020.
When you click on the three dots, it always gives you a drop-down menu, and one of the options there is to report this post to Facebook. When you click on it, it takes you automatically to the next level, and you will see, ask you, for example, are you reporting this because it's a bullying and harassment issue? Are you reporting this because it's hate speech? Are you reporting it because it's nudity, and so on and so forth? So we give you categories so it can be easier for us to filter which channel or queue should be looking at that issue. Because like I said earlier, we have a huge team of experts, and they are experts in different areas, and we need to make sure that the issue is being attended to by the right team and the right expertise. And so anyone can report content. I would urge you, if you take nothing else from my presentation today, please note that you do not have to scroll through that bad image that you see the next time. Don't just slide off and say, ew, that was disgusting, how can you post that? Please report that piece of content if you feel it is actually, if you're not even sure, is this contravening, is this violating community standards or not, just send it, our teams will review it. What we have a challenge with is there's too few reports. And so for us as Facebook, we would not just be hovering over content to look for faults. We usually prefer that it has to be led by actually an escalation through a report from our users.
Would you kindly just go to the next slide? This I've already mentioned, but what I would want to flag here is the three ways in which we actually pick up on content. So number one, I've talked about users, anyone being able to report. Number two, our Facebook operations team may pick up viral content or content that is inflammatory based on certain disciplines, whether they be lawyers, security experts, experts in product and design, or even public policy, comms, and all of these areas. We have identified that we have to complement our strengths with working with others outside of Facebook. And so regularly, you'll find that we will identify academic researchers, people who are already researching areas that touch on our services. We identify nonprofits and civil society organizations, safety organizations. We work with human rights activists and many others who let us know about things that we should be paying attention to. Conversations like this, again, I need to bring that to your attention, are important because they help us to address such concerns. So we make sure that we are comprehensively working in very strong partnership with us outside of Facebook, because we don't want to be the only ones that are determining what is true or not true on our platform. If you could go to the next slide, please. I will gloss over this slide very quickly. When we receive an escalation, whether it's from a user who has flagged it, like I said, if you click on the three dots next to a post and you report it, it comes to have a funnel that the community operations team, as we call them, or global operations, will look through. So community reports, like the user reports from yourself, any appeals by those who are unhappy with the decision that we've taken at Facebook, any proactive detection that we take, for example, from virality trackers and things like that, will help us to decide then what goes to our content reviewers to review, like I said earlier, and we have a team of many, many content reviewers across the world that do this. And then if an issue is reviewed by the content reviewers and they haven't been able to establish or can't tell quite clearly. So for example, like I mentioned earlier, because of different cultural contexts across the world, because of different local nuances that someone may miss. I'll give you an example of Rwanda. During the genocide, some of you may recall this or may have heard, there was the use of radio by the propagators of the genocide, who kept saying, let's go and cut down tall trees. When they were saying statements like that, assuming that was happening on Facebook, it wasn't because at the time we didn't even have Facebook, but assuming that was happening on Facebook, when we see phrases like cut down tall trees, and it is a viral thing, it's moving viral, like it's going viral, everyone is saying cut down tall trees, cut down tall trees. It may not be very clear to somebody sitting at Facebook what cutting down tall trees is. They may not even be alarmed. They probably will think, well, I'm not so sure that this is something to be concerned about. But then you who's on the ground probably know better. Like in the case of Rwanda, it was a very clear call for Hutus to attack Tutsis who were seen as tall people and were being referred to as tall trees. And so because the content reviewer looking at that piece of content, if it's been reported by a user, may not know exactly whether this is something that is of concern and should be addressed or not. They will escalate it because they can't tell, should they take action or not take action, escalate it to an expert review team. And the expert review team is now another level of expertise with depth in various areas of expertise that looks at the piece of content and now makes a decision as to, by referring to local teams like ourselves who are closer to the ground on the region, to ask, is there an issue with this statement? And therefore, with the partners that we work with, like I said earlier, it could be NGOs, academicians, and others, we are able to decode some of the content that we are seeing as dangerous, even where it didn't seem so at the first time. And so this is what I meant by having this funnel, so that you can see there's a huge team of content reviewers who have very clear understanding of our community standards, and by which they make a decision on removing content or keeping it, leaving it up. Or if they're not too clear about whether it is a clear red line of whether there's a violation, they will then escalate it to an expert team, and the expert team is likely to work with others outside of Facebook, like I said, experts in the area, to help us to decode it. And then now we take the appropriate decision. Next slide. Just one. I've already explained that. Sorry. Yeah. I want to highlight some policy areas because of areas that are of concern. I don't know how I'm doing on time, Lawrence, or maybe someone, I'm not sure who's starting.
So you have 5 more minutes, and I know that during the question I'm moderated by Solomon, you'll have opportunity to share some of these things.
those who are interested in ICT, those who are tech savvy, those who have.
There is no pressure. They're ready. So they're saying there is no pressure. Okay, so okay, so without further ado, in this particular session, we're only going to have three things. One is that we're going to have an opening remark from Digital Opportunity Trust representative, and then we are going to start our pitching, and then after that, our beloved judges are going to give their feedbacks and comments. So let me invite. You see, I've even forgotten your name. So there is pressure. I agree with the person who said there is pressure. Yeah. Good afternoon, everyone. Yeah, that's why she was struggling. My name is Ndimbumi Msongole. You can all call me Mbumi. I am the Communications and Partnerships Manager for DOT Tanzania. At DOT Tanzania, we look at youth as catalysts of change, and we empower them to go back to their societies after they've done all the kind of studies they've done, and go back and solve some of the challenges that are seen in their own communities. Now, the program that you're going to hear pitches from today is called Dare to Change Tanzania. It was started about 3 years ago, and in this program, we basically take young people from all over Tanzania, and we tell them to look at the problems in your community and devise a solution. Think of an idea. How can you solve that problem that is haunting your community? These young men and women that you see here in front of you from both Tanzania and Uganda have done that exact same thing, and today they are here to share their ideas. So from here, Rahema, you take over. But before Rahema comes in, the trainer for Dare to Change Tanzania is here as well, and he has a few words to say.
Good afternoon. How is everyone doing? How was the lunch? Thank you. I'm glad to hear that. So as you might have heard from the previous speakers and people who have introduced this program, we are here today to actually, it's the day we have been looking forward to. So, with all kinds of emotions. So these guys might be there to actually surprise you in a way. I would like to just read this short welcoming note for these guys, for you guys as well. So I'm Tadei Mkanzabi from DOT Tanzania, and I work as a business and training lead for DOT Tanzania. I've been spending the last, I think it's over a month now with these guys, with social innovators, trying to, help them bring their ideas into life. And today is when they're going to be telling you about how they are going to bring their ideas into life. So, for us, it has been a journey that started many months ago, a journey fueled by our belief that East Africa, Africa and the world at large will be developed by young change makers. A journey that has allowed us to hear inspiring ideas from over 400 young change makers across East Africa who applied. A journey to train the selected social entrepreneurs through a virtual and in-person bootcamp over the last week with several partners. Today, ladies and gentlemen, we invite you to join our journey and hear pitches from 12 of these entrepreneurs. We invite you to support them, and also, as they have dared to change their community, we invite you to dare to do the same. The partners that were with us during this bootcamp is Ndoto Hub and Shule Direct. So, so I will now, and Ubuntu, how can I forget Ubuntu? So yeah, Ubuntu Hub, Ndoto Hub, and Shule Direct. Yeah, Dr. Abishule directs the same thing. Anyways, so yeah, thank you guys, and I now would like to give it back to Rehema to take over the program. Thank you.
Well, I'm not going to be speaking, so it's not about me. But anyways, as I promised, it's going to be short, fun, and intense, and that's exactly what I'm going to give you. So, to our innovators, you only have 3 minutes to pitch your idea and solution, and then the judge will have 2 minutes to give back feedbacks and comments from what you pitched. Okay, then ladies and gents, please help me to welcome our first presenter, Yohani.
Hello everyone, good afternoon. My name is Yohani Emmanuel Gungwai. I'm a co-founder of Jembe Digital. Jembe Digital is a digital platform that connects small farmers with the marketplace here in Tanzania. The agricultural sector in Tanzania is the backbone of the economy of our country, and it contributes around 30% in the GDP. But ladies and gentlemen, the small-scale farmers in Tanzania are struggling to get markets. Only 2% of small-scale farmers in Tanzania are getting access to formal market. Then 98% have no access to formal markets, according to FAO. Then, ladies and gentlemen, due to this, farmers in Tanzania, I'm talking about small-scale farmers, are using a lot of time looking for markets. And then, as a result, some of them are living in poor standard of life. Then, Jembe Digital thinks there is the solution to help small-scale farmers in Tanzania, who are around 19 million people around all regions in this country. Then Jembe Digital present to you Jembe app, Jembe forum, and Jembe website. These digital platforms will help you help small-scale farmers in Tanzania to know where is the market, what price, and what is the quality of the goods needed in the market. So, ladies and gentlemen, this will help small farmers in Tanzania to save the time looking for the market, and then they will improve their income and their lives. Ladies and gentlemen, this idea is going to work differently by using back SMS to small-scale farmers in Tanzania through our application and our forum. In our forum, what is really happening will be people or small-scale farmers in Tanzania are trying to discuss their challenges and the other issues. Then, ladies and gentlemen, we are looking to these 19 million small-scale farmers in the country, but we can't afford meeting them at this time. So our focus is around 5,000 small-scale farmers in Tanzania, distributors, and stockists. So we'll connect these small-scale farmers, then the stockists, distributors, and then the marketplace. So then we are looking to use the following kind of revenue. We intend small-scale farmers in Tanzania to pay only 1,000 Tanzanian shillings per month, which is affordable for all of them. Then per year, someone will pay around 12,000 Tanzanian shillings. So that is the idea, because we believe these poor small-scale farmers are going to...
I'm sorry. I would like to apologize. My mistake. So I'll give you the judge's a few seconds to introduce yourself. I forgot to do that. So I agree again, pressure. So yeah, let's begin.
Hello, great. My name is Kevin Edward. I'm a social innovator. I work on education and technology, and I've been in the entrepreneurship space for the last 7-8 years. That's me.
Hello, everybody. My name is Khalila Boy, and I work at the intersection of youth development, social innovation, and job creation under Unleashed Africa Social Ventures, which is a company that I run. Part of what we do is also help young social entrepreneurs really build brands that will transform Africa. Happy to be here.
Hi, everyone. My name is Catherine Rose Barreto. I work in the innovation, gender, and human capital space, and I've been working in this space for about 10 years now across Eastern and Southern Africa.
Okay. Yes, you can go ahead.
So, Johannes, I love your idea, and I like that you're thinking beyond cities like
And Solomon, thank you for starting us the conversation. And without under the government system, after talking to you, I just really started. That was a 15-minute talk that I took nothing into it. You never know what you're planting, what seeds you're doing when you actually give somebody time. Do in transforming, in changing, in going to Solomon is like doing introspective with yourself so that you can actually be and do better. And I went with the former, with the latter, that I want to really transform the ecosystem of talent in Africa. I call Tanzania my launching pad. And from literally 2017, when I had scrapped in large sticky notes. I love sticky notes. If anybody has come to my office, I have many of them. And if I do any workshop sessions, I have sticky notes. We started with 0, 2017. We have scaled to 21,000, 22,000 users of Niajiri. There's opportunities, and not just opportunities, but we're looking at scaling. So I was looking just at Tanzania, but looking at scaling into West Africa by next year, looking into scaling into South Africa by next year. And all of these things just started. And as we're clapping, woman is still trying to make a buck out of this. Even though I look good and I look fine, it comes down to passion. I'm still trying to figure out, how do I still make sure that I transform everybody's lives that is touched by Niajiri, right? And that when they come to the platform, because the thing was, how do I multiply Lillians? Lillian cannot be at every point in time. I do meet people, I mentor, but I'm like, I can only have so many 5 minutes with 1, 2 people. But how do I design a system? How do I make sure that this can be scalable? How do I make sure that this can be viable, that more of Africa can actually access? It's the little things that we're talking about here. How to make your CV. You think it's easy, but after you receive 9,000 CVs, you'll understand what I'm talking about. It's things as communication. How do you communicate? How do you do your interviews? And then we're moving on past one, from entry level to mid level. Emotional intelligence when you're at the workspace, managing your stress levels. Very simple things that you'd look at them as it's nothing, but they really do help to transform people, and they help you to think better. So that is where I started. Developed people, develop nations. It starts with people. You can have the systems, you can have whatever you can build, but if the people who are supposed to run these do not know the value that they have do not know that they are more impactful than they could ever be, we would not get to where we want to get. And that is my passion. And that is what keeps me up at night. That is what I would strive for. And I have literally